I think it was a really good reaction, actually. I was surprised by the good questions that we got. I thought they were really took the film seriously, and they were very it was really good questions. I thought the audience were good. Yeah.
But they really felt something, it felt like, and they put their own life into it as well. And
they really did.
It was a lot of older people, which I thought was interesting because it's like more of the parents' perspective. And
Yeah.
I also think that it felt like they could also reflect themselves into the film, and I felt that was very nice to hear that it goes through generations in one way, even though this is the new generation portrayed.
Yeah, you could see their kids, but they could also see themselves.
Yeah,
which was super nice. Yeah, I think it evolved a lot. Our relationship with them was in the beginning, you learn to know each other, and it's super important in documentary filmmaking to really learn to know each other, to trust each other. Like the people in front of the camera and the people on the other side of the camera really needs to be like friends for real to be able to make something in documentary film, I think, especially if you make that kind of documentary films that me and Leah does. So for us it was super important to form like a strong relationship, so we did. And I think they were only 13 when we started film, so they were like children, and then they became more teenagers, and we had some periods of time when it was like hard to reach them, and they were very like in like puberty kind of state of mind, and they were like not answering their phone. We were trying to meet with them, but they would always cancel, and they had a lot of anxiety, and it was it was struggling. But I think both of us felt like that's why Philip and Jasmine became main characters in the film as well, is because they always wanted to have contact with us, and they always kept on filming. So that was like the main thing why we
you are like older sisters to them almost, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe could almost be their mothers, but yeah.
But
thank you.
No, but I feel that especially Jasmine, that doesn't have older siblings, kind of look to us, and we have, of course, like text messages, conversations about stuff that is not like in the film, but in private life, about her breakup with Sixten, and having those kind of conversations, and also doing interviews and being like, this is off the record, like now we're just talking, and having that flexibility is also a part of letting them know that like this is also a relationship, but we also feel like having the duality of it.
And it's important that the relationship doesn't end when you stop filming, I feel like.
Yeah. The main aspect in the beginning was the same thing as in our previous feature film, Always Amber, that we wanted to explore their self-choosed relationships in life, especially friendship and love. So the thing that really forms your identity in the teenage years. So that was the main focus in the beginning. And I think we kept to it quite well.
Yeah, the things that you can decide on. Like you can't decide where you grow up, and you can't decide on which school you go to until you start high school. So having those, like trying to figure out what makes an individual through their self-choosed relationships and other kind of things that they do. Yeah. Oh, so hard.
Yeah, really hard. But we've been into this like a little bit in the previous question, but I think also us sharing like personal stories ourselves in interviews, like me and Leah always like when we ask them something, we also talk about ourselves. And like, okay, I've also been through this, and it was like this, and like that kind of sharing and like giving back and forth is super important to create a safe space.
And it's also, especially like during the period when they were not as they were canceling a lot of filmings, like times when we were supposed to meet up, and like always be on like always be on the side of where you look at the material that you get, that is a gift, and you can't ask for more. And when they feel that we're not putting pressure on them, then I think that kind of relationship is also built. So just be grateful for the material that you get.
Not take anything for granted.
No.
And not them, especially.
Yeah.
Well, like as an editor, I feel like editing is the craft of filmmaking that is most like making a sculpture. You get like the raw material and you have to carve out and make a beautiful sculpture out of just a big block of material. And this was a lot of material. It was maybe like 300 hours. So it really was my job to take away 299 hours. But I think we...
You were doing a lot of editing during the time that we were filming, and actually Neil came with because he was of course we did the interviews, but we did quite many interviews. So after a while, and we didn't really get to understand which part that we should take. And then when Neil was in the editing room, he would be like, "I really think you should try to have a scene together with Jasmine and Ingrid, and I think it's important to show this part of being a young male." And also we've been discussing how to portray young boys being two females but being one male editor. So it's been an ongoing process in the editing rooms during these 5 years.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say.
Yeah.
I think you answered this question super good at the Q&A.
Yeah.
Before.
I'll try to do it again. No, but a lot of the parents in the audience were talking about the sexual assault being a part of the film, and I was saying in the Q&A that this era is actually something new about experience sexual assault as a friends group, but also as a girl and a boy, and it's a new period where girls actually get believed, but in that sense also other issues occur or challenges occur that you need to that has those kind of ethical how do you stand as a friend behind someone. And I think that it's also still very important, because I think that the solution is not to isolate people that have done something wrong. And I think the teenagers in this film is really trying to navigate that. And it is impossible, but the possible is that they are trying to do it. And I think you ended with something. No, you didn't? No.
I think it's just repeating the good things that you said.
Yeah.
One more time.
Yeah. No, but you were saying that it is, I mean, from when we were growing up, it is a huge difference talking to these teenagers about sexual assault if you compare it to when we were growing up.
Just a couple of, it's not that long amount of time, but still it's it happened so much, and which is super good, and I'm optimistic about the future regarding these issues. So.
Yeah.